Hey guys, welcome to Pepcoding. In today's lecture, we are going to solve this problem. Longest substring with at most two distinct characters. Okay, so the question is clear from the statement itself, right? So let's read the question. Given a string S, return the length of the longest substring that contains at most two distinct characters. Okay, so let's talk about this question. We have done this kind of question a lot, right? So what we have to do here is we have to return the longest substring length which is having at most two distinct characters. Okay, so let's talk about, let's say this is my substring. One of the substring is this also, E and F, and in this only two distinct characters are there. Okay, see, and you can also see this substring E F E, right? This is also having at most two distinct characters, not more than two, right? Fine. Now let's talk about this one, B A A B. This is also having two distinct characters, not more than two. This substring also having two distinct characters, not more than two. Let's talk about another one. Let's say this, B A A E. But now this substring is having three distinct characters. You can see B and this A and E. B A E. So there are three distinct characters, but we need what? We need at most two distinct characters, not more than two. Okay, so we have to return the longest substring which is having at most two distinct characters. Okay, so how we are going to do this question? We have done a lot of question like this, right? So we will be doing the same thing. Firstly, we will be having a frequency map, right? Let's say this is my frequency map, and I will be initializing length from 0, right? And I'll be updating my length if I get bigger substring than this, right? So we'll be having the same strategy. What? Acquire and release. I'll be having two pointers, I and j. Fine. So what I'll be doing here, firstly, when I have to do the very first thing, what I have to do, firstly I have to, iterate to in this whole string, right? So for the very first work is what I have to acquire. If my string is invalid, then I have to release the characters, right? Yeah, so these two things only we have to do. Okay, see, now we are going to acquire. My j is at -1 and my I is also at -1. Okay, so initially I'm going to increment my I. Now I am having E. Okay, so so I'm going to put this in my frequency map, right? So E is 1 right now. Fine. Yep. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to calculate my length also. My substring is valid right now. I got this substring E, right? And in this substring I can see there is only one character, right? Only one character, and that is fine. That's no big deal in this, right? So I'm having a substring E initially, and I'm going to update my length. My length is what? I'm at index what? 0. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, so I'm going to update and this is -1, right? So 0 minus of -1, and my length formula is what you all know, that is I minus j, right? You can see 0 minus -1, that is 1. So my substring length is 1 here. Okay, so I'm going to update my length. I'm going to update my length only when I get a bigger substring, a bigger length than the previous one. Fine. Yeah, so right now my map is valid. My map will be invalid when I will be having more than two characters in this map. Fine. Yeah, so the second thing what we have to do, we have to acquire till this map is invalid, right? So now I'll be having F. Okay, I'll be having this F. Fine. So now also I am having a substring that is EF, and its length is what? I minus j. I is 1 and j is right now -1. So 1 minus of -1, that is 2. So I'll be having another substring that is EF, and this is bigger than the previous one, so I have to update my length. Fine. So the next thing what I have to do, I have to acquire. My frequency map is not my frequency map is valid right now. Okay, so I'm going to update my E. That means I'm going to update my frequency of E, that will be equal to 2. Now also this is valid. Okay, I'm having a substring which is having EFE, right? That means which is having EFE, and which is having this substring is having at most two distinct characters, that are E and F. Okay, so I'm going to update my length to what? 3. You can see 2 minus of -1, that is what? I minus j is what? 2 minus of -1, which is equals to 3. Fine, I have updated this. Now I have to acquire. Now I will be having B here. But now my frequency map is invalid. I am having what? I am having here three distinct characters in this substring. Okay, so I am going to release my characters now. Okay, I have to release. I am not going to update my length because now I am at invalid point. Fine. So the next thing we have to do is we have to release. Now I'm going to release. So I'm going to release. So my e was 2. Okay, now I'll be having what? My e will be equals to 1 now. Now again my map is invalid. Okay, now if I'm going to update my length, I can't update my length. Why? Because I'm having three distinct characters in my substring. Fine, so I have to release, right? Release this in. Fine, so now my f was 1, so I'm going to remove my f, right? So but now it's fine. Now my frequency map is valid. Why? Because it's having only two characters, at most two distinct characters, right? So I'm having this substring eb, but yeah, previous length was 3, so there's no need to update length because it's 2. So the previous one was big, so I'm not going to update it. Fine. Yep. So the next thing what we have to do is, now we are valid, we are at we are at valid point, right? So I am going to acquire more. So I get here what? I'm getting here a. So a is 1. Now I am at invalid point. I can't update my length. Fine, so I have to release it. Fine. So now I'll be removing what? E. Fine. So here I have removed E. Now my frequency map is valid, but its length, let's talk about its length. 4 minus of 2, that is 2. Its length is 2, that is correct. But I can't update it because previous length was what? Previous was 3. Now it's having 2. So I am not going to update because it was a smaller one. Fine. Yes. So I have to acquire more. I am going to acquire. Now A's frequency is 2, and let's see its length. Its length is 3. Previous one was 3, so they are equal. No need to update. Fine. Yes, I have to what? Acquire more. So now my b's frequency is 2. My map is valid right now. Okay, I am having only two distinct characters, right? Now I'm going to check its length. I minus it, that is 6 minus of 2, that is 4. Now I'm having 4 length. Okay, so now I'm going to update it. Why? Because I am having bigger length than the previous one. In the previous length there was 3, now it's 4. Okay, so I'm going to update it. Okay, so my substring is what? B. We don't have to return the substring or something, we just have to return the count, we just have to return the maximum length. Okay, I'm just telling you that these were the substring when we updated our length. Okay, so now it's B. Now my length is 4, right? So I'm just going to write here 4. Fine. Yep. Now my length is 4 right now. Okay, and I am just going to erase this also. 2. Fine. Yep, this was 2 and this was also 2. Fine. So now I'm going to acquire more because my map is valid right now. Okay, so now I'm at a, so now my a's frequency will be 3. Now again this is valid because I'm having what? Two distinct characters, not more than 2, right? So I'm going to find my length, that is 7 minus 2, that is 5. So I have to update this, right? I have updated this, and my next updated substring was what? ba. Okay, now my frequency map is valid, so I'm going to acquire more. Okay, so now I'll be having what? A. So here I am having this 4. A is 4 right now. Okay, let's 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I have acquired one more A, and I am going to check 8 minus 2, that is 6. See, I am having a substring that is having length 6, so I'm going to update this 6, and my map is valid. Okay, b a and a. This substring is having only at most two distinct characters. It's this substring. Okay, so till now my answer is 6. Okay, my length is 6 till now. Fine. Yes, so my frequency map is also valid because it's having only two distinct characters, right? So I'll be going to acquire more now. Okay, I'm going to acquire more. Yes, I'm going to acquire more. So now I'll be having one E and its frequency is 1 right now. Okay, but now my frequency map is invalid, so I have to do this same thing. What we have to do, we have to release it. Okay, so now we are going to delete element. So I'm at B. My B's frequency was 2, now it's 1. So now it's invalid again. Okay, now I'm going at A. A's frequency is 3, so it's invalid right now. So I'm going to release till it's invalid. Fine. Now it will be equal to what? It will be equal to 2. Wait, Okay, age frequency is what? Age frequency is 2 right now, right? Yep. Now I'm going to remove this b, right? Because b's frequency was 1, so I'm just going to erase it. Now we are at a valid point. Now I'm going to check its length is 3, right? 9 minus 6, that is 3. But I won't be changing my length because previous length was more than the current length, right? So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to acquire more. So I'll be having my d, but now it's invalid, so I have to do what? I have to remove. That means we have to use the strategy of release, right? So I'm going to release this. I'm going to release my a. My a's frequency will be getting decreases. Now again my map is invalid. I'm going to again decrease a, but now its value was 1, so I'm going just to erase it, right? I have erased it. Okay, now my map is valid and I'm going to check its length, but its length is 2, so I can't do anything right now. Okay, I have to, when we are going to release, the length will not be updated because because length is getting decreased, right? So we just have to do this. Okay, so now I am at e. Okay, so I have released e, so my length will be equal to 1. That is not, there's no big problem. Now I'll be at here. So now my answer is 6. We just have to return this 6, right? So let's code this and let's see if then you will be getting a better picture of this question, right? So let's come and let's code it out. It's very easy question. Let's code this out, right? Yes. So initially what we have to do, we have to create a map, right? Frequency map. So I'm going to create a frequency map. It is map, the keys will be character and the values are integer, right? So I'm going to name it as map. Fine. Yep. So what we have to do, we have to firstly initialize the length from 0, and I'm going to initialize 2 pointers I and j with -1 and -1, right? Yep. So after this, what we are going to do, we are going to run a while loop. While true, I don't know, you just run. I'm just going to instruct this while loop that you just go and run. I'll be giving you instruction when you have to stop. Fine. Yes. So the very first thing what we have to do is we have to acquire, right? We have to acquire and release, right? So the very first thing is acquire. So I'm going to acquire. So I'm going to run this while loop of I was used for acquiring and j was used for releasing, right? So I'm going to, let's say I'm going to typecast this because I don't want any errors. Str dot size. And I'm entering in this loop. Firstly, the very first thing is what we have to increase my I, and I'm going to have my access on the character. Yep. So now I'm going to check whether my element is present or not, whether my character is already present or not. So map dot find of ch. If it's present, then this condition should be getting true. If it's present, then what we have to do, we just have to update. It means we just have to increment. Else we have to do what? We just have to where I am, I was here, yeah, and we just have to do this. Fine. Now we have to check if my what we have to do right now, we have to see whether my map size, if my map size is less than equal to 2, that means we are at range. Then what we have to do, we just have to update our length, that is my length equals to maximum of my length. And how we are going to calculate my length? I minus j, right? Else if my map size is greater than 2, then what we have to do, we just have to break from here. Okay, so the work for acquire is done now, right? So let's do the work for release. Okay, now we are going to release our things. Release, right? Yeah. So while my j is less than I, this is very quite obvious, right? So we have to do some same things. Let's copy this j, and this is j. Firstly we have to increment j and we have to get the access of the jth element. Now we have to delete it, right? So I'm going to check if my map of this character equals to 1, that means there's only one, there was only one frequency, so I have to do what I just have to erase it, right? So I am going to erase this element. Fine. Yes. Else what we have to do, we are just going to do, we just have to decrement its frequency, right? Yep. Now we are going to check the same things. See, I'm just copying from the above 1, right? Now I'm going to do the same thing. What if I am in range? If I am in range, then I have to do what? I have to firstly update my length, and I just have to break from this while loop. Why? Because I don't want to release more. Else, if I'm not in range, that means my map size is greater than 2. Then what we have to do, I'm just going to release more elements. Fine. Yep. So this was it, I think. At last, what we have to do? Yes. At last, what we have to do, we just have to return our length, right? Yes. So when I am going to terminate from this main while loop, okay, let's see. So firstly, I am going to initialize two boolean variables that are f1, and I am going to initialize it with false, and same for the second one. I have initialized two boolean variables, right? Yep. So when I am going to enter in this while loop, I am going to mark my flag 1 as what? True. And the same thing for the second while loop. Okay, now my f1 will also true. Now if I'm not entering in this while loop as well as in this while loop, that means my work has been finished. So I'll be checking if my f1 is not true, if f1 is not true and my f2 is also not true, then I have to do what? I just have to break from this main loop. Okay, so this was it. Let's try to run this, and let's do a dry run of another one. Okay, yeah. So yes, it's getting accepted, right? And let's also let's do what? Let's try to copy this one. It's answer, this answer was what? 6 now. I'm going to copy this. We got answer 6 here. uh it's having some spaces. Wait. Yeah, let's try to run this. There should be answer that must be 6. Fine. So we are getting answer here 7. So maybe I have missed earlier, right? uh 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, yes, answer is 7 only. I maybe have missed earlier, right? But answer of this is 7. See, you can see answer is 7 here. Okay, let's see where we were wrong. Here, when I deleted this e, then answer was what? Answer was 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Wait, our answer is 6. Yeah, it's not 7. See, b 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's check our code. Maybe our code is wrong somewhere, right? Let's see. Yes, here you can see that there must be a equal to. I don't know why it's not throwing error. Let's try to run this again and see. Now it's getting 6. See, the same input, and now we are getting answer 6, right? So our code was right. Sorry, our code was a little bit wrong, and our answer was 6 here. We had a right driver. Fine. So let's try to submit this and see if all the test cases are getting passed or not. Okay, yes, we are getting a correct answer. Now let's do a small dry run of some wait test case. And I am having a test case here. Let's say ECE fine. Let's, yeah. So in here what we have to do, wait, yeah, ECEBA. I'm just going to erase this, right? Yes. So what we have to do, we are firstly what we are going to do, we are going to make a frequency map. Let's say this is my frequency map, right? Right, and this is my I pointer, this is my j pointer, 0 1 2 3 and 4, right? And what we have to do is, and my length, let's say my length is 0. Okay, right now initially my length is 0. Okay, so what we'll be doing here, let's see here. So I am entering in this while loop. Initially my I is -1, right? My j is also -1. This is my j and this is my I. Okay, and my length is 0 initially, fine. And okay, so I'm going to acquire first. I'm going to enter this while loop, fine. So I'll be going to increment my I, and now my I is at 0. I'm going to have my character, that is e. I'm going to check whether it's present or not. Right now it's not present, so I'll be entering in this while loop, and sorry, in this else condition, and I'm going to have my e as 1, right? So I'm going to have my I'm going to update my whatever my length is. Okay, my length will be what, 0 of -1 is 1, right? So I'm going to update my length to 1 right now. Okay, yes. So again I'll be running this while loop, and I'll be having another c. So I'll be entering here again, fine. I'm going to have this frequency, right? And again I'm going to update my length to what, 1 minus -1, that is 2. So my length will be equals to 2 right now, fine. Yes, my length is also updated. Okay, now I'll be running this while loop again. Why? Because I'm not entering in this else, because my map size is not greater than equal to 2, fine. That means my map size is not greater than 2 right now. Okay, when my map size is greater than 2, then we will be breaking from this while loop, fine. Now I'll be acquiring more, so my ease frequency will be increasing to 2. Now I'll be entering again to this if that my map size is less than equal to 2. Okay, so I'll be updating my length to 3. Okay, 2 minus -1 is 3, fine. Yes, so again I'll be acquiring more, so I'll be having my b, and b's frequency will be equal to what, will be equal to 1. But now I'll be entering in this, and I have created this sorry, b as 1. Now my map size is not less than equal to 2. Okay, so we will be breaking here. Okay, so we'll be having a break here. So we'll be terminating we'll be getting a break from this while loop, fine. Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, wait, this was 3, right? Right. Okay, so we'll be entering in the release condition that we have to release. Okay, so I'll be going to increment my j, and I'll be just releasing it. Okay, so I'll be not entering in this if I'm entering in this else. Okay, I'm going to decrement my frequency of e, right? So now my e's frequency will be equal to 1. But now again my map size is greater than 2, so I'll be continuing in this while loop, fine. Again I'll be checking, I'll be incrementing my j. I'm at c right now, and my c's value is 1, so I'll be hitting this if loop, and I am just going to delete this c, fine. Yes, very fine. And now my map size is less than equal to 2, so I'll be having this if, fine. So I'm going to update my length. My length is what right now, 3 minus 1, that is 2. So I'm not going to update it because maximum length previously was 3, so it will be equal to 3 only. Okay, so we don't have to update it, fine. So again now we'll be entering in. So why I was using these flags, because when I'm not entering in this while loop as well as I'm not entering in this while loop, then we have to break. Okay, right now we are entering in one of the while loops, right? So I'll be entering in this while loop again, so I have to acquire more. I am going to acquire more. I'll be having a as 1, and I'll be getting a break because map size is greater than 2 right now. Okay, so I'll be releasing more right now. Okay, I'm going to enter this while loop, and I am going to have this e, right? So I'm going to erase my e. I'm going to erase my e, right? Here I have erased my e, and I'm going to update it. Now my map size is less than equal to 2, that is correct. So I'm going to update my length, but my length is right now what, it's 2, so I'm not going to update it, and I am just going to break from this if. Okay, okay, again I am going to acquire more, but my I is now, I can't enter in this while loop. Why? Because I am at the last point, and this is my condition, right? So I can't enter in this, right? So now my f1 is false right now. Why? Because when I am entering in this, then only my f1 is true, fine. Yes, so I have to enter in this release statement. Why? Because I have to enter till my j is less than I. Okay, so I'm going to release it b, so I'm going to delete this b, and now my frequency is less than equal to 2, that is fine. Then I have to again update it, but I won't be getting updated here, so I have to break from it. Again I'll be entering in this while loop again, because I can't enter this while loop, fine. So now I'll be at here, I can't update right now again, fine. So now what we'll be doing here, now after this, after this incrementing, that means after my j is at the last position, when my j is equal to y, then I am not entering in this while loop as well as this while loop. Fine. So I have to hit this statement, because now my f1 is false and f2 is also false, because we are not entered in this while loop. Fine. So I'll at last I'll be doing what? I'll be returning my length. My length is right now what? My length is 3. So we have to return this 3. Okay. So I hope that you understood this question. And yeah, if you are having any doubt, then please watch this video again. You can see that answer is 3. Fine. Yes. So if you are having any doubt, please watch this video again. And please, if you like the video, please hit the like button. And please share and subscribe our channel. Okay guys. So bye bye. Take care. See ya. We'll meet in the next video. Bye bye.